sometimes open, so we'll try to avoid it. And the last few days, percent under the Palestinian Authority control, 50%.
Good morning. So I've jumped on the tour. Started at 7:30 this morning, and we've come crossed into the Palestinian state. So crossed into a border. We just went to, how do I explain it? The tomb, it's not actually a tomb, but like kind of like the tomb of the President Arafat. And just learn a bunch about him and about more like when the land was taken over by the Israelis. And it's super interesting, stuff I did not know much about, so I don't feel enough to like talk about it, but I feel like I've gained a lot of knowledge from it. So yeah, now we're just in the West Bank, just looking around, and we've just come to stop, and there's all, I forget what they call them, but basically nomads everywhere. We're heading to Bethlehem and Jericho and maybe one other place today, so yeah, it'd be super interesting to see. But I feel like I knew nothing before about like Palestine, Israel. Like I knew a little bit, but today I think I'm going to learn a lot of information and stuff. So gotta jump on the bus for leaving.
That circle tower that you are looking at, that 8,500 years before Christ, they found it left safe. That's the first structure. It was built by human in the world.
Jericho, the oldest city in the world. That is 8,500 years before Christ. And then up there is the mountain of temptation in the Bible. And then this is like the city of palms.
Oh no. One.
Yes, please. Is that alright? That's so cool. Shukran. Just got some jewel dates from the tree. That is so cool. He just threw them down to us. Jericho is like this beautiful oasis in the middle of the desert. Amazing.
What you are looking at now in front of you, that's on the Jordanian side.
This is the exact area where Jesus was baptized, in this water here. And then over there is actually Jordan. Just in the middle of this river is where the border is between like the West Bank, Palestine, technically Israel in occupation, and Jordan. It's pretty amazing. So this is the exact place. They say this is the third holiest places for Christianity. So obviously Bethlehem, which we're going to this afternoon, birthplace, then Jerusalem, where he was crucified and rose, and then now here. One of the most famous, amazing Banksy artworks, just on a garage in the middle of the West Bank, just not protected. So we've just had lunch and now in Bethlehem, and we're walking the same street that Joseph and Mary walked to find the manger to have baby Jesus. So just walking along the street and going up to the church.
On the right side, you will see a silver star on the floor. Silver star, it marks the spot, the place where our Lord Jesus Christ was born, the birth. Some people, they think it's deep. I'm telling you it's not. It's only 2-3 centimeters. If you put your hand inside, you will be touching the original floor of the cave back to Jesus' time. In the first centuries, they used to scratch rocks to take it as blessing at their homes. So they covered all the ground with the white marble and they left the middle of the star if anybody would like to touch it. On the other side of the star, 3 steps down, where you see a line of olive oil lamps, that's the manger area where it was the manger. You know the manger? It's creche, khipe, all these names. Yeah? That's the animal trough, where the animals they eat. So they wrapped the child in swaddling clothes after the birth, and they laid him on the manger. On the right side, you just hand that mobile for me or your camera.
So that is the actual area where Jesus was born. In that star,
Come here if you are taking
there is you can feel the rock where he was actually born onto the cave. And they've put all this marble here to protect it.
Okay.
And over here was the manger, where they brought him and wrapped him in cloth.
What was in
I think. This is pretty insane. We're just so we're still in the West Bank, and we are just walking along the wall in the West Bank. So this is like yeah, the famous wall. Doesn't actually separate West Bank to Israel, which I think a lot of people think. I thought that, and they just explained that it's not. It's literally in between families and houses, and it's not. It's just taking up land. It's not actually separating it. So it's insane. And we just seen down there Trump's Banks's latest one. It was only done 1 week ago, and it's a big one of Trump holding a grenade with hearts. So yeah, it's sad, but it's actually pretty amazing to see some of this artwork. It's like incredible, but it is not a nice reason why. Going through the wall. Wow. And that's what Trump wants to build. Oh, shit. I just fell down the stairs. Good evening. So it's my last technical night in Israel. So today's Saturday in Israel, and on Saturdays it's Shabbat, so everything's closed. Closes from like Friday afternoon. I asked like what time this all like Shabbat finishes, and they said when 3 stars are in the sky. So it's nighttime, and I definitely think there's at least 3 stars out. So I'm gonna have maybe we're gonna have 1 drink at the bar, and then I'll have dinner and have a drink or 2, and then yeah. Then tomorrow, yeah, I'll see. I don't know exactly what I'll do, but I'm sure you guys will come along with me. And yeah, it's such an awesome experience. I've absolutely loved Israel, and definitely would like to come back. I have a possibility I might be able to come back next year for work, just maybe, I don't know, but if I can, I will definitely jump on the opportunity and see more of it, and maybe go to Jordan because it's so close. But yeah, anyways, I will talk to you later. Just in Jerusalem still. Have decided to change plans. I was going to go to Jaffa today in Tel Aviv because I didn't see that last week. But to tell you the truth, I'm just really exhausted, and I've seen so many old cities, and I know that sounds so bad. That's bad. I've seen so many old cities in the last few weeks that I'm like, I just can't really be bothered, to tell you the truth. And also, everyone has said the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem is really good to go to. So I just thought that's something I haven't done. It's really sad, but it's really interesting. I think it's important to like learn that stuff, especially with everything going on in the world. It's nice to like learn from our mistakes already. So anyways, I'm gonna go like just learn. Anyway, so I'm gonna go there. I've just bought my tickets. gonna go up, and then I'm going to fly, and then I fly back to London tonight and start work early tomorrow morning. Oh, this is the tram. So yeah, can't take any footage in there, I don't think, but I'll let you know how I think about it. I've heard from reviews that it's amazing, so we'll see. See, there are so many people. I just got my audio guide because I absolutely hate going to these places and feel like I'm not getting as much information as I can. So like she said there's 9 hours worth. I'm not going to get all that. She said a good 2 hours is good. So yeah, we'll see. Just left the museum and heading up to quickly get back to the hostel, grab my bag and get to the airport. The museum was really good. So much information, like I don't want to say like too much information, but it was like a lot to take in, and you can't take it all in, like it's impossible. 16. Thank you. There are some weird decorations in the airport everywhere. Like, I don't get this. There's this weird stuff everywhere. Like, got questioned a fair bit, so I got questioned a lot, like why I was here, what I was doing, like why I was in Morocco, did I know anyone in Morocco. That was fine, it was pretty easy, like they got through, and then that was like before I even like checked in, and then I checked in and they checked like passport a few more times, and then I got into like the actual security line, got through there, which was fine, and then I put all my bags through and then pulled me aside, took me to this other room type thing, and then like, you know when they bomb test it, but they literally bomb tested like every single thing of mine, like my phone, my iPad, my glasses, every single pocket in my bag, my feet, and like yeah, but like every single bit, the buckle, the other side of the buckle, under like everything. Anyway, then they just like, asked a few more questions, and I was like, okay, you're right to go. But yeah, it wasn't bad, but I wasn't worried, because if you do nothing wrong, like, there's nothing to be worried about. But it was just like the first time I've ever been asked that many questions, and like usually, yeah, like you get like a bomb thing, you know, every now and then, and it's no big deal, but it was just like done differently here. Like they take you to another room and it's like more intense. Yeah. Anyway, so much for watching. I hope you thought the video was cool, like you got something out of it, you learned something about Israel you might not have known. If you are like planning on any trips to Israel, please like write a comment, shoot me a message, whatever, and ask me questions. I had the best time in Israel.